Welcome back, everybody, to the Third Down Show. How is everybody doing today? Vince, my co-host, how are you doing, buddy?
You know what? I'm pissed. I'm doing all right,
You're
but
pissed.
I'm pissed.
All right.
Realistically
Vince is in a
pissed.
bad mood.
I'm pissed. I'm not
This is
pissed
how it's gonna
about
be
today. I'm just pissed in general. What do we
All
always
right.
say when the Bears lose? It's gonna be a bad week, right? It's a bad week.
It is a bad week. There's been a lot of bad weeks. There's been bad weeks for just about a year straight, minus Washington.
Yes.
So
Been a lot of more work bad than good. A lot of bad.
yeah, a lot of bad. And I don't think it's gotten any better. I mean, State of the Union, Fields is hurt. Fields is hurt for a long time. It's the Bagent show. Everybody get on board because we've got a young kid, and personally, I think he could sling it. But not everybody. Some people think he's got a noodle arm. I mean, I'm not gonna point it here, but some people think he's got a noodle arm.
I think some people do, and I think I know one of them, and he's me. You know what? Maybe he has, like, you look at college film of Bagent, he has a good arm there, okay? Having a good arm in college and having a good arm in the NFL is, for me, is two different things, because you're never gonna not have a hand in your face in the NFL unless you're facing the Chicago Bears defensive line, because they ain't doing shit. They ain't stopping anything. So most times you're gonna have a hand like right here, you gotta fucking sling it and give it the power, which I was, you already knew. I was at the game against the Vikings.
Yep.
And just from what I saw from Bagent is, one, it could just be the play calling, because the play calling is still shit. But when he was throwing back that ball, when he's throwing it deep, it did not have the carry that you'd want it to. The interception, that was a short pass. The PI that Mooney was able to get, that was short too. And then that amazing play to Tyler Scott. I personally do not think that was an amazing play. I just think he was trying to throw it out of bounds.
Tyler Scott.
Tyler Scott did great. He was proving that he deserves more minutes out there.
Yeah.
But to me, that was a throwaway, and he just didn't have the arm to get there. I don't know if it was a throwaway or not. There's no way for me to know. I'm not the one that threw the damn ball. But to me, that looked like a throwaway pass that didn't make it. But I know you have a different opinion on Bagent, right?
I do. I think he's cool, calm, and collected. I mean, I know he's D2 guy, so we can't expect too much. But I mean, I think he's cool there, and I think all he knows is Getsy's system. So I think that helps him. Like, it's gonna be less confusing. Someone like Fields is thinking about all the systems that he's been in. And obviously, he's even said it. He thinks too much, So I think Bagent's going to be able to go out there and play a little freer. Obviously, Getsy's play calling is still trash. He came out and 3 screens in a row, and one of them led to the turnover. I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Absolutely terrible. The play calling it's terrible since the beginning, and he needs to go. He needs to go. Honestly, the entire coaching staff needs to go. Ryan Poles, he could stay, I guess, because you know what? He kind of inherited an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
But people do make a good point of lots of people that Poles drafted. Darnell Wright, great. DJ Moore he traded for, absolutely, as advertised, exactly who you want.
Yeah, stud.
Jaquan Brisker, he had a decent game. He had a good game finally, but he has not really lived up to the hype that he's supposed to.
Jaquan was great last season. He's really disappointed me this season. And I mean, I don't want to just be down on him, but he's been disappointing.
It's not a Bears game unless Jaquan Brisker goes down with an injury for a play. I swear. Every game, that guy's laying on the ground for like, you think it's like a career ender, and then he comes back the next down. And I'm like, what the hell's going on,
Yeah, he's definitely been having a tough season.
Tyreek Stevenson, he's not bad. He's done decent, but I forgot the center that was available. At that point, we needed a center more than we needed.
Was it Tippmann? Tippmann? Is that him, or is that this draft?
I think that's this draft.
That's just okay.
I don't think Tippmann was the guy.
It was something 3 initials, man.
It was a three initial
Shoot.
guy. It was.
Yeah.
It wasn't SVP. It wasn't Cedric Van whatever. He's this draft.
Yeah.
And he's linked to the Bears a lot too. You know, in the way too early mock draft, he's linked to the Bears. But it's it would have been a perfect draft if we would have taken a center instead of a cornerback. I do know we needed cornerback help, and he hasn't.
We
been
still
bad.
need cornerback depth. I mean,
Yeah, it was terrible.
it's crazy.
Chances are too we lose Jalen Johnson. Also, we're probably going to trade him away. Which I like Johnson. I like Jalen. I think he's been good. He's been injured a lot. The one thing he doesn't do is he doesn't get a lot of turnovers. I think he's had one interception. Like,
Yeah, I don't
not
know
a
what
lot.
it is, but he definitely is not a turnover kind of guy. He's just a lockdown kind of guy, right? Like, and he's been as advertised too, right? I mean, early in the season, I think Jordan Love threw a couple his way in week 1. I think he was there for week 2. I think he got injured against the Bucks. But I remember him being targeted, and then the quarterback ended up just going the opposite direction because honestly, Jalen Johnson was locking down whoever he was on. He's very good.
He doesn't get the pick, doesn't turn the ball over, but he gets his hand in there and he holds the guy down. He's a very physical cornerback, which is what he's supposed to be. Is he a top tier cornerback?
Right.
I mean, you got Xavier Howard up there. You got who the hell? Who's Marlon Humphrey?
Jalen Ramsey, who just came
Jalen
back.
Ramsey. Yeah, Marlon Humphrey up there, who are like
Yeah.
top tier guys. The thing about them is they get the ball. They're game changers.
Trayvon Diggs. The reason why he was, he exploded last season was because he's just getting turnovers. Tariq Woolen put himself in that conversation. Devon Witherspoon, both in Seattle. Crazy. Put themselves in those conversations, because they do get those turnovers. So
They turn the ball over, and that they're game changers. It's a big thing. Like, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, you want to have someone that can lock down like Jalen, but is Jalen more set out to be a lower tier cornerback 1, high tier cornerback 2? Can he be the lead cornerback on a team, or do you need one more person who's actually going to get the ball for you?
I get what you're saying. Like, put him on a team where, he's like, he's a big name guy. Like, I mean, Joe Hayden was always this way, where he was, blitzing and coming off the slot and locking people down. I think he even had more turnovers, but still, like, is he? Yeah, I get what you're saying. He's more of a cornerback to lock it down, but you also need somebody next to him who's going to force turnovers. And I think that's what Poles was hoping Stevenson would be. And I think Stevenson can be that guy. I love his scrap, man. He's so scrappy. And I think he's fun to watch, but definitely we have to come down with some turnovers because this defense can't get any of those.
The thing that really kills the secondary too is it's not their fault. He's holding them down. You expect your secondary to take care of the ball getting to you for 4 or 5 seconds, because at that point you're hoping. I mean, 4 or 5 seconds is, first of all, that's an extreme amount of time for the defense to get through. If they're not through in 4 to 5 seconds, what is going on?
Yeah, you're hoping.
And
the
that
line
is the
gets through
question
at
you
that
ask the
point.
Bears every game. You have to go, what is going on? Because they're not getting through ever. You look at whoever's out there for the Bears. You got Bagent out there. You got Fields out there. It doesn't matter who. You could even go back to Nick Foles. You go back to Trubisky. Go back to Dalton. The Bears' offensive line has always been absolutely terrible at holding them off. But then you look at the other team, and their offensive line right now is absolutely just destroying our defensive line. It's terrible. And on paper, we have a good secondary, but they're getting no help up front.
Yeah, I feel like you can't judge the secondary until you have the help up front, right?
Exactly. That's the biggest thing. So they really, with Jalen Johnson's contract coming up, I mean, let's say you're Ryan Poles right now, okay? You are the GM. Are you keeping Jalen? You gonna sign him to a contract? You trade him away for picks? What is your plan?
I think it really depends on what he wants. I mean, I'd have those trade conversations early with him. I think that they were even trying to have them, this off season, I want to say. But I would definitely have those conversations early and often with him, see what he's looking for. Is he looking for top tier money? If he's looking for top tier money, he can go find it somewhere else, because right now we're just in need of too many things. And I think he would be an asset that we could get, a second round pick off of or something. So
So are you trading him, or you want to keep? What are you willing to pay Jalen Johnson? What is the contract you'd give him?
Man,
He's gonna be 20. He's 25 years old, I believe.
I don't know. I don't know what I would pay him, honestly. I would pay him probably like bottom tier 1 money, you know. He's obviously not going to be breaking the bank, but right now the problem is everybody wants to break the bank. So if he wants to break the bank for, you know, all DBs, then more power to him. You know, I think he should want to do that. Is he gonna do it? Probably not. But you're right. He's not the turnover machine, so he shouldn't be paid like he is. You know, he shouldn't be paid like he is a turnover machine.
Yeah.
I don't know, somewhere in the teens.
Somewhere in the teens is fair. I actually have I got a number in my head that I'd be willing to go with. Now, let me know how you feel about this. 4 years, 14.5 average.
Yeah, I was going to go 15. Yeah.
I think that's fair for what he's done. I think that's worth, you know?
Yeah.
And you know what? If you prove yourself in those 4 years, you know, at that you'll be 29, give him a 3-year contract. You know, if he's been good to the team, give him a little extra, you know? 3 years, 16 mil after that.
I mean, you could always restructure too, you know, in between there. If he's really popping off and he starts to you know, be that turnover machine, then fine, go give him 16, 17, 18. But as of right now, yeah, he's just not making that money. Yeah. And at this point, I think, you know, he's a pace guy. So I think he's probably good as gone. You know, guys like Jalen Johnson, guys like Justin Fields, I'm going to put him in that group, unfortunately. I think they're gone for picks, man. I think a lot of those dudes that think that they're going to get contracts are gone for picks right now. I don't know if we have an out on Eddie's contract either, Eddie Jackson, but Eddie Jackson's out of here before, you know, he's going to be out of here before we know it too. So
Eddie has gone from being absolutely amazing his rookie year to faltering terribly, resurging last year. Yeah. And now we're back to just, you know, the common Bears fan saying of what the fuck is going on. Seriously, how often you got to stare at the TV and yell tackle, you know?
Yeah. And we brought dudes in. Like, that's the thing, too. We brought proven guys in. TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds. They're missing tackles. Tell me why Jack Sanborn looks like the best guy out there.
Tremaine Edmonds is just, what is going on with him? If you were going to pay Tremaine Edmonds what you did, at that point, why not just keep Roquan? At that point. I get Roquan doesn't fit the scheme. But you know what else doesn't fucking fit the scheme? The scheme. It doesn't work in the NFL anymore. Stop using it. It doesn't work. What is this, Tampa 2 or whatever? It doesn't work. Stop.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
They didn't want Roquan because he was too small for Tampa 2. So you get Tremaine Edmonds. Sure. It's not working. It is not working. Absolutely terrible.
It's not working at all.
And I'd be okay with trading Roquan if I really thought we were going to invest the money on the line. I thought that's where it was going. I thought it was going for the D line. I thought we were going like, it was Daron Payne or whatever, or whoever it was. I get he got franchise tagged or whatever happened. He got a contract. I understand. But there were some other guys you could have gone for. And
yeah, I thought it was going to be Payne, Chris Jones. I mean, there's been a million dudes. Watkins in Miami. Christian Watkins?
Christian Watkins, yeah. Watson or Watkins?
Watkins. Man, we go live and I just forget names. It's crazy.
I thought it was Watson. No, Christian Watson is the wide receiver for Green Bay.
Yeah, that's him.
I don't think it's Christian Watkins either, though. Hold on. I gotta figure this out. It is Watson. No, it's University of Miami. Oh, hold on. Wilkins. Christian Wilkins.
Wilkins. There you go. These are us right. So Wilkins. Christian Wilkins. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I thought we were going to get a lot of 3 techs, and we didn't get one, you know. I mean, we got Jervin.
There was a big one sitting. Jervin Dexter is... Him and Zach Pickens are... They need time to get They need time to learn, but they could be great in the future. They've shown flashes already, especially Jervin. Dexter has been absolutely amazing out there when he's out there. Let's go into game planning here for a second about this last game, which was an absolute fucking shit show. I think we could admit. I think everyone could admit that.
I can't believe you didn't get refunded money for that, man. Whew.
Oh my god, absolutely
not a good time.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. You get that, and I believe it was last week when at the end of the game, remember the defensive line stepped up incredibly, and that was led by Jervin Dexter. Yeah, and I think he played in 48% of the snaps. I don't even think it was that, honestly. This last game, what do you think his snap was? How many?
I think I know exactly what it was. I think it was like 20%. Yeah.
How do you have someone that just dominates the ball, playing half the game, and you know what you say? Fuck it, make it a quarter and see what he does. What is going on there?
I don't understand what they're doing with him. If he played as much as Jalen Carter, I think he would have the Jalen Carter talk. Honestly, I think he's that good.
He gets his hands on him every time. Like we said last podcast, he has the Akeem Hicks in him. He has the Akeem Hicks, where he's gonna touch you at the end no matter what.
Yeah, he's gonna tell you he's there. Yep.
He's let you know he's there every time.
Yeah.
So terrible game planning there. I was going to talk about more about the game planning too. It's something else that just absolutely fucking pissed me off.
Go for it, man. I'm out of win for these guys. They've taken too much of my energy.
On offense is you're coming in with your third string running back this game, Dante Foreman. And you know what? You're actually gashing the team with the run in the beginning of the game. They can't stop it at all. You're averaging like 8 yards a carry. Okay, whether it be Fields, whether it be Foreman, whether it be a jet sweep or an end around by Velus, you're averaging at least 8 yards per carry. Why the fuck are you gonna switch that up and start having Fields throw from the pocket? Which one, he could pass. He's not a pocket passer. You know that. You learned that in the last 2 games where you actually played good for him. You set him up to win, actually. 2, you have him running these terrible fucking plays, which don't get me wrong. Fields missed some bad fucking throws. I'll be honest. They were bad. Whether it be Cody Whitehair blocking Ja'Tyre Carter or whoever that was.
That was not a good look. I mean, I saw that play. It's not necessarily his fault. I think it was more on Minnesota being great than him being shit, but that is not a good look.
It's not a good look. You know who does that? Sam Mustipher last year. How many videos of Sam Mustipher blocking his own teammates were there?
Yeah, he blocked his own teammates a lot. But at least was he sending back cleaner snaps than Cody? Because Cody is terrible at center, man. He's terrible.
Cody is terrible. Both, honestly, Sam Mustipher and Cody Whitehair are absolutely terrible at snapping. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Cody Whitehair came out and they put in Lucas Patrick, because Lucas Patrick's a little better at snapping, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I don't think he's as good in the run game. I think that's the problem.
Has the audacity to lie about why Whitehair was taken out. Not about the fucking missed snaps that he's thrown. Sending everyone up for failure. But you had Fields missing passes that he really needs to do, though. He needs to hit those. You got Fields stuck in the pocket based on game planning. And then there's a big fucking word that every game I'm yelling. And it's screen. Why are we throwing screens every time? 3 screens.
Especially when your run game's working, right? Like, we've always said it. Screens are an extension of the run game, right?
Yes.
That's what they do. That's what they're good at. When your run game is working, why go away from it, right? Why go to the screens? Why get cute? It's something that all these offensive coordinators do nowadays.
Nagy part
they just get cute.
Matt Nagy part 2.
Yep. Another bald-ass dude getting cute.
It's the last 2 games where the Bears the offenses actually look good. I don't know if you remember the first game. It was the Broncos. We went down there and we were throwing immediately. And we went down there, I think we scored a touchdown first drive because they threw it deep. Second game, the first play of the game, Fields threw that to Mooney over the middle. And maybe a little bit off. Maybe Mooney should have kept running. He shouldn't have stopped to jump and try to get it. Maybe the ball should have been thrown behind him a little more. Who knows? But you take the shot right off the back, and you know what? It expands the defense out. They know what
Yeah.
they're doing now. You play to your strengths. You opened it up. This game, you opened it up. First play of the game, absolutely killed on a blitz, which probably Fields' fault. You know, you got to read that you're getting another guy rushing on you. You know, me and you talked about that.
Yep.
Again,
yep. The one where the linebacker bailed and the corner came, or the end came
in way too fast. Maybe no one knew it was happening. First play of the game, whatever. You know, you weren't in your mindset yet. So many things could have been it. But then you're running the ball and you're working out. The running is going good. And then you just switch up to these short passes, these screens, these absolute terrible fucking calls. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. And it just proves
and honestly, Minnesota was blitzing all game long too,
absolutely,
right? Like
all game.
All game long they were blitzing. And you know what beats the blitz? The run. The run beats blitz because blitzes have different gap alignments and different personnel in, right? Your big boys aren't in when you're sending the heat. You know, you're sending the skinny boys to run after them. So, I mean, the run game just kills a blitz all the time, and I don't know why you ever go away from it. You know, they should have had 250 yards on the ground and just kept going.
Absolutely. Dante Formal was doing good. Fields was doing good, and who? Darrington Evans? Did we sign him? Was that the guy who was playing with us? Darrington Evans? I believe he was the other running back. I know you didn't. No, it was
Rashad Penny. Rashad Penny was in.
That was not Rashad Penny.
Okay.
I believe it was Darrington Evans.
All right.
Something Evans.
I trust.
He was playing great too. There was a time where he was getting tackled. He literally dragged the guy 9 yards almost into the end zone. Like, it's working for you. And you know what? Fields' injury, I blame it completely on Getsy. Absolutely. Because he keeps trying to make him stay in the pocket. Let the kid throw the ball outside. Let him work his own simplified method. I guarantee you, I haven't looked at it yet. Haven't looked at it. But if I look at how last podcast, we reviewed the the passing chart. I guarantee you, if I look at this fucking passing chart, it looks nothing like the last two games at all. It's probably all expanded all the way around instead of cutting it down 2/3 on one side, 1/3 on the other. Probably all around, and it's all short passes.
Yeah.
Literally, Getsy took what worked and said, fuck it. Let's change it up. I don't like this. Same shit Nagy did, where he wanted it to be his play style instead of the quarterback playing for him. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where I'm at this point where I wouldn't blame Fields if he doesn't want to come back. And honestly, I'm kind of ready to move on. I put out a tweet. I think it's my pinned tweet right now. I will always be a Bears fan. The Bears will always come first in my heart, man. But I will also always be a Fields fan. Absolutely. I will root for Fields wherever he goes. And just because the Bears might have a new quarterback or an old quarterback or their current quarterback, aka Bagent, it doesn't have to, you know, the timelines in the world, they don't have to have, you know, you don't have to shit on the last one to like the new one, you know? So I like Fields. I like whoever comes in. I like Bagent. And I'm going to be a fan of any of those guys, you know? Absolutely. So I hope that Fields does great wherever he goes.
You could support Fields. You could support the Bears at the same time. You could say the Bears are fucking over Fields. You could say Fields is fucking up too at the same time. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It doesn't just have to be coaching. It doesn't just have to be the players. It could be everything, which some people don't fucking get. Which I'll get to that later.
I think we should get to it now. I mean, you need to let off some steam, and you've got a lot of that pent up aggression in you right now.
Let's get. If we're gonna get into this, you know what? Let's start a little lighted first. All right, a little light.
Let's get into it.
No, let me get. I need my heart rate to calm down before I truly just go nuclear on this.
All right. And all right.
So for you here, it's last week we did the PFF grades, top 3, bottom 3, whatever. Okay.
Okay.
Let's run through that again. I got the grades. I know you didn't see the entire game, but just from what you saw here, we got the top 3 offensive players.
All right. Top 3 offensive. It's got to be Foreman. Foreman's got to be up there, right?
Foreman was not top 3.
That's bullshit.
There is
Darnell Wright. Darnell Wright's always been good.
Darnell Wright was not top 3.
That's bullshit. Fuck PFF, man. You're gonna get my heart rate up. Goddamn.
It's pretty crazy who was number 1 because I did not expect that.
I don't know. It's fucking Cody or some shit, dude. It's gonna be Cody.
No. It's a position player.
Watch it be Valus, Mr. fucking Sonny with a chance.
No, not
All right,
Valus.
running his routes, not getting the ball ever, but he's running good routes.
You're missing a really big one here.
It's DJ. Is it DJ?
DJ's number 2.
God damn.
Number 3.
Did Moody do anything?
No, number 3 was not a starter, but he came in.
Shit. Mercedes.
No, I don't think Mercedes was out there once. I think he might have been.
Come on.
active.
I gotta get my Mercedes.
One of them is
jersey.
an offensive lineman, and the other one is, if I tell you the position, it's gonna give it away.
just rattle them off. Just rattle them off.
Number 1 was Kari Blasingame.
Atta boy, Kari. Let's go. Kari's a man after my own heart, man. I
number
like
3
Kari.
was Jatire Carter.
That's bullshit.
Jatire?
I don't know.
I always say it wrong.
This bullshit. It's bullshit. Whatever it is.
He came in for Nate Davis, but you know what?
Yeah.
He actually, I will admit, he did good. I believe he was pressured. I believe on 24 snaps or whatever of them coming at him, did not let up one pressure, did not let up one sack. He ended with an 86.2 pass blocking grade and a 68.1 run blocking.
All right.
Pretty good.
All right.
Bottom
Attaboy.
3 offense.
Attaboy, Jatire. Attaboy, Carter.
There you go. Bottom 3 offense. It's you'll probably get one of these for sure.
It's Cody.
Cody was not the bottom tier offensive player.
Last place.
The second person is very shocking to me who it was.
Lucas Patrick.
No, not
Just
someone
center after center after center.
Honestly,
every single one of them.
Not someone you'd think of. Did good in pass blocking, struggled in run blocking. Not someone you'd think of.
Was it Tev? Big Tev?
Big Tev. Big Tev was bottom
Big
second.
Tev.
Struggled in the run blocking.
Who was 3? Who was 3?
Number 3 is actually shocking to me. Because he was getting killed because of run blocking. And also, he had a ball thrown at him that he just completely dropped. He also had a ball thrown at him where he ran back 20 yards to catch.
I don't know who that is at all.
That is Tyler Scott. Tyler Scott. He was bottom 3.
Well, maybe it was Bajent who knew the route, and Tyler Scott, just,
That's what it was.
Tyler Scott ran the wrong route. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what PFF graded it as. Which, by the way, for the record, that was a comeback route. All right. And obviously, Bajent did not get that ball to where he needed to come back to. But Tyler Scott made a good play. He came back a little further, but that was a comeback route. And that's what Bajent was throwing. All right. That's why it looked like a duck up there. But it was a comeback route. And I'm sticking to it.
If it looks like a duck, if it talks like a duck, and it walks like a duck, you know what it is? It's probably a duck.
Probably a duck. Yep.
And that right there, my friend, was a duck. That was a duck that didn't make it out of bounds.
It was a duck. It was a duck. But I
can't even blame it on the wind because I was there and the wind wasn't blowing that way. So I can't even blame it on the wind there. He threw it, but the wind carried it back. No, the wind didn't do it. It was just not getting there.
Talk to me about defense.
Defense, top 3. Number 1 and number 2. Ended with a 91 and a 90.2. Next highest was a 71.8. And I could after being at the game, I could very clearly agree with these stats.
Okay, so it's Jervin Dexter.
Jervin Dexter's not it. Remember, he only had 24% of the snaps or whatever.
So what? If he had 24% and he kicked ass on all of them, he should have a 91.
Now it's I'll tell you, but 2 of them, the top 2 people were linebackers.
Oh really? It's Sanborn.
Sanborn was number 2.
Attaboy Sanborn. And I think Tremaine Edmonds had his game, right?
Tremaine Edmonds was not he had an interception, but he's not the guy.
Oh wow, it's TJ, huh?
TJ. Yep.
All right. Attaboy, TJ.
TJ had 8 tackles and 1 sack and a fumble recovery, but the NFL hates us apparently. So, did not give us that. Sanborn, it says he's always all over the field. He is there no matter what. He's always
Sanborn's a killer, man. He is not afraid to get his nose dirty all the time.
Yep.
Taylor is a lucky girl,
Number 3 was Justin Jones. I honestly didn't even know he was there, to be honest. I didn't.
All right.
I didn't notice him at all. I guess if he didn't do anything that good, didn't do anything that bad, so I guess you turn out good, in the end. If they're not talking about you, you probably did something good. That's usually how it is. Bottom 3 defense, lowest rated player of the week is unfortunate because he was one of the highest rated players last week.
It's not our guy Greg Stroman, is it?
I didn't even see Greg Stroman out there, but no, it is not Greg.
All right.
All of these guys are technically big boys. All these guys are big boys.
Oh, all right. They're all big boys?
All big boys.
Who was it? Is Domrob, is Mr. 53rd on there?
Dominic Robinson was the bottom third. Not the lowest, but he was bottom third.
Okay. All right. Mr. 53rd. Poor guy. I want to like him, but he just keeps proving he's shit. Who else? Is Pickens? Is Pickens on there? I could see Pickens being up there.
Pickens is not on there.
Okay. All right.
It is another tackle though. There is a tackle. The lowest rated player of the week was a tackle.
Oh, really? I don't even know if I remember.
Think of a man running off the sidelines, a big boy. The biggest of the boys. The biggest of the boys.
Oh no. Man, how much does he weigh, man? Is he 340? He's got to be like 340, 350. He was booking it.
I'll never forget him running off the sideline for the or whatever, when we were playing the Commanders or it was the Broncos, where he was supposed to be in. You see that man chugging. He was chugging.
Yeah, I thought he was going to drop into coverage and get a pick on that play, man. He was...
Oh, that would have been beautiful.
He was just
that would have made my day. That would have made my week. That would have made my life. A fucking, a Vince Wilfork-esque. Just catching, just chugging down that road to get out of there.
Yeah, honestly, I'll say it right now. If that were to have happened, I guarantee you we'd be sitting here with matching fucking billing shirts on right now.
Build that man a statue.
Oh my god, that was so sick. Who was the last one? Please tell me it was not Unique.
Unique was right in the middle of the two of them.
Oh,
Billings was lowest, then it was Unique, then it was Dom Rob.
That is not what we like to see.
Other notable players were we had Jalen Johnson return. He actually had a good game, 66.6. Not bad, not great, but it's a good game. Jaquan Brisker turned it up, did pretty good. Darnell Mooney, decent too. Dante Foreman, he did good too. So the usual suspects that you'd expect. But that was the top 3, bottom 3 offense, defense, and some notable players.
All right.
So now that I feel a little more,
still cloudy with the chance. Still got to do the eye test,
Yeah.
But
absolutely, they're getting better, I guess. I mean, some of
PFF.
these I agree with, but some of these I don't.
Yeah.
Some of these I just don't.
Always got to just do the eye test, Do you wanna get into it now?
I'm gonna get into it. I'm ready. Get into I feel peaceful. I feel peaceful.
All right, let's roll out the red carpet.
Nice.
Let's talk about Bears Twitter. Right?
Bears Twitter.
Our boys on Bears Twitter.
Let me put this as nice as possible, and it's not gonna stay nice, but it's gonna start out nice, The only thing I hate more than the management of the Bears is the Bears fans. Absolutely. I hate so many of you. If you're watching me, I might hate you. There's a chance. It depends on what you've said, but I might hate you.
Depends on what you said. Depends on the day. Comes and goes with the wind.
Whether you're big, little, small, whatever you are, there's a chance I've seen your tweets because I'm always looking. Nick's always looking too. And there's a chance I don't like you. Depends on what you've said, but there's a chance. Of course, I have my people that I do like always. I may disagree once in a while, but I got DRP, Drunk Ryan Poles, always a fan.
Attaboy.
Robert Schmitz.
Schmitzy.
You got Jake, who I don't know if you recently saw. He was, I believe his name was Fields 69. He had to change it because people thought that he was actually Fields. So now he is the Bears 26. He's always good takes. Deeks, of course. Absolute fabulous takes always.
Yep.
The Windy City Productions. Always great. Great videos,
PWC.
everything they do. And Swift Sports Network. I'm kind of new with them, but I agree with a lot of stuff they say. There was one more man that I used to like on this list.
Used to like.
I used to agree with his feels. But my God, Poles, please eat. Shove a fucking pork chop in it, dude. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ. You're terrible. You are terrible. You are a cancer of this fan base. I swear to God. I was trying to keep it nice, but Jesus Christ, you are one of the people that is just wrong with the fan base. There are people all out there. What is going on? You're in a fight with Nostradamus or whatever his name is now. You're just tweeting all his shit that he puts out there. Whatever. Get over it, dude. But you come out there every game. Number one, they forgot about you. Number one, prove this and all that. You obviously want the motherfucker to fail. Very clearly. Anyone could see it. Helen Keller's reading it in Braille and go, yeah, he hates him. He doesn't want him to win. He wants Caleb. And you know what? When Caleb comes here, he's going to shit the bed too because this team absolutely blows. Absolutely terrible. The game is won in the trenches. The game is lost in the trenches. And we haven't done a lot of winning if you haven't noticed. The trenches suck. We're throwing hand grenades in there and we're blowing up. But you want to blame everything on Fields. And then you want to come out here and say everyone's attacking you for fucking being a Fields hater and all that. Or, you don't say you're a Fields hater. You just tell the truth. And you know what? Fields does suck at times. And I don't want to say I'm a Fields apologist. I want him to succeed. I want whoever the Bears quarterback is to succeed always. I think as a good fan of the Bears, you always want your guy to succeed. No matter who it is. Right, Nick? You agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But you are out there wishing that he fucking fails. And you could say you don't wish that he fails. I know you do. I know. I got it figured out. You want him to fail. And you're just starting a whole fucking war, a whole fucking divide across Bears Twitter. It used to be a nice place. We used to be, oh, hey, you should check out this guy. Oh, hey, we have lists of all these people. I think Jake has a list of like 100 people on Bears Twitter that is like, you should follow them if you like this. And the joke always, well, that it's EJ, it's me 39 or whatever his name is. It's like, oh, that's the guy you got to stay away from. You've clearly taken that crown from him. Because every time I see you on there, I want to take a Q-tip, stick it in my ear so far that somehow it makes me go blind. And I can't hear at the same time either. Because your takes are absolute god-awful. And you obviously hate the Bears. You're not a real fan. You want the fan base to suck. Always.
I do think he has some conflicting views, But I'm gonna stay out of that one. I definitely think he's got some conflicting views. This man needs to make up his mind, figure out what you like, figure out what you don't like, and stick to it.
Seriously.
Quit saying, 1, you want to be great. 1, you're going to be great. 1, they forgot about you. 1, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think those posts are stupid because you'll turn around, you'll go Monday night, you'll turn around, you'll shit talk him. You'll talk about Caleb Williams.
First pass of the fucking game. It's very clearly you want Caleb Williams no matter what. Caleb Williams has an absolute god-awful game last week. You have all the excuses for him. Justin Fields has a decent game with god-awful moments in it. You blame everything on him. And you know what? Fields needs to read the field better. He does. He's slow at it. He is slow. Yep. But you don't have double standards here, man. If you're going to hammer one thing home, hammer it home on both sides. And then don't come out and fucking call people out when they say that you're not a fucking real fan and you're just shit talking Fields. Because that's exactly what it seems like. I always like to give the benefit of the doubt. I like to be like, this is Bears Twitter. People could have differing viewpoints. I don't care. It is what it is. But your viewpoints are not differing at all. Your viewpoints are shitting on Fields no matter what. Absolutely.
Yeah, this man's just he's a troll. He's a troll, man.
It is a troll.
He's just a troll. He's trying to feed Poles. Poles is looking lean, by the way. All right? He's looking lean. He doesn't need to eat anymore.
He's bench pressing. He's hitting it all. And I always tell you, Nick, I say, the thing is, when I fight with someone on Twitter, it is my name. It is Vince fucking LaRusso. It is my picture.
Yes,
it is me at my glasses. You, Poles, please eat. And then you got a picture of fat Ryan Poles. You're hiding. You're just trolling with a fake picture, a fake name. Nothing about you's real. You're just trying to get those interactions so you get the check. All right? This is how it goes. I get it. We all got to make a living. It makes sense. But get off your ass and make one for real and stop just being a cancer of the fan base. If you do that, go chill with Packer Bob over on the Packers, all right? We don't need that here. We don't need that here. Not at all. He said
go chill with Packer Bob. Oh.
We don't need that here. Be nice. We could all have a moment. You could agree that Fields is good. You could agree that Fields sucks. You can do both, okay? There could be good moments, bad moments. You don't have to pick one side of the spectrum. Because even when Mitch was sucking, I don't think I've seen it this divided as it was. It is crazy. Because there were times where people were like, oh, I want Mitch to do, Mitch is good, blah, 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 and all that. But I've never seen the fan base so divided on Justin Fields. And then it turns into stuff of people want to claim racism and all this other stuff. And guess what? There's no room for racism in sports like this. You're a fan base. There are 32 teams out there. Be grateful that you don't fucking live in Oregon or Oklahoma or you don't have an NFL team. Be grateful that you have the Chicago Bears, one of the oldest teams in the NFL. We only have one Super Bowl, sure, but we have pride. And we've sucked for so long, we've been baptized in misery. That is just how it always will be. Have pride in your team and pray that one day it gets better. It may not get better, but have pride in your team because it could be a lot worse. Could be a whole lot worse. Could be the Browns. You don't want that.
Could be the Browns. Could be the Browns. Could be the Lions. I mean, minus this season, the Lions were shit, right?
Absolutely.
Could have been the Jets. Look at the Jets. Where are the Jets right now, right? Their Hall of Fame quarterback just stubbed his toe, all right? I mean, dude, we could be much worse off. We are not bottom of the barrel team. We could be the Texans, right? The Texans have never been good. They've always been shit.
Absolutely. We are the worst team right now on paper, on management, on ownership, and I will stay it till the day I die. Sell the fucking team, Virginia. Get rid of it. But you know what? The Bears fans have always come together. Whether we're playing in Kansas City, whether we're playing in Seattle, the Bears fans travel far. They always have. They're there to support their team because of the legacy that's been left behind. And people want to come out and say, oh, you guys are always holding on to the 85 Bears. There's a reason we hold on to the 85 Bears, because that was a real football team. They were bone crushing. They did everything.
They were legendary. They should have been a dynasty.
They did the Super Bowl shuffle before they even played in the playoffs. You know how ballsy it is to claim that you're going to win the Super Bowl before you even do it? Absolutely insane.
They called their shot.
They called their shot and they took it. Absolutely. And they are, for me, the greatest defense to ever have lived. By the way, love you, Mongo. Stay fighting, buddy.
Peace. Almost.
Not dead. He's not dead. Jesus Christ. I really hope he gets in the NFL Hall of Fame before he goes.
Yeah, I think he's going to do it this year. I think he's going to be part of it.
I really hope so. He's a great guy.
I hope he's around to see it.
I think my old ticker's okay now. I was getting a little lightheaded there for a little bit. I was getting lightheaded.
Moral of the story here.
Don't be a dick.
I was going to say, polls please eat. Do better.
We need Joey Swole is what we need.
we need Joey Swole.
Do better.
It doesn't sound the same, coming
Mind
from
your
me.
own business.
Mind your own business. Do better.
All right, what do you want changing to here? You want to go into coaching? What do you want to talk about here?
We could go around the league here. What do you think about Marianne Doe? For anybody who's been living under a rock, she is a viral Chargers fan. Went viral on Monday night, and everybody says she's a bot. Everybody says she's AI.
They think she's a plant. Because have you seen the video with the Vikings?
Yep. I saw the picture. It was a picture, right? I think it was a picture.
It was a picture of her decked out in all the gear for the Vikings.
Yep.
And the story that's going around, I don't know if it's true or not, is that she lived in Minnesota, was a diehard fan, moved to LA, bought season tickets to support her new team. That is the story that I've heard. Is it true?
Well, I will say I watched the Pat McAfee interview, and shout out Pat. And she said that she's been a Chargers fan for 20 years, ever since she moved there. All right. So if we want to go down this rabbit hole, I personally believe that the story goes as her son, who plays football, one of her sons, I think he is on a team called the Vikings. I think he's on an LA team called the Vikings. He plays in LA. All right. And I think that she was decked out in the Vikings, the face paint and the Thielen jersey because she was supporting her son. All right. So that's my take on it. But I don't know if that's true either.
There's no way to know. Because you know what? If there's one league to do that, it would be the NFL. Absolutely. This is the same league we're talking about, where if someone gets a touchdown on the Chiefs. Isaiah Pacheco could run in. I'm going to look at Taylor Swift for 15 seconds now. What did Taylor do? Nothing. Why am I looking at her? I don't care.
That's true.
I came to watch football. I don't care about Taylor Swift. So this is exactly.
I'm just happy that I'm happy that Travis is happy.
Good for
that's what I'm happy
Travis.
about.
Good for
Good
Travis.
for Travis.
But again, I give fuck all about Taylor Swift. I don't care. I'm here to watch football. I'm here to take everything that sucks in my life, throw it out the window, and just be depressed for a week because the Bears lost, okay? That is what I look for. I don't need to see Taylor Swift hugging everybody. Oh, yeah. I don't care. I don't care. You're not playing on the field.
Especially not hugging Brittany Mahomes, man. Oh, boy. Could you even imagine? Like, what's going on in there? The screaming and the ear piercing and the ear bleeding. And
that's a rough one.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't think Brittany Mahomes did.
Oh.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I think.
What do you mean you don't think she's that bad?
I think she got a bad rap compared to. I think the real issue is Jackson Mahomes. In all honesty,
I think he's probably going to jail. I mean,
sexual assault artist or whatever.
Yep. I think he's probably going to jail. Anyways, I don't think she's a plant. Do you think she's a plant?
I think she just has pride in her team. I really think so.
I agree. I think every fan should be more like Marianne, though.
Absolutely.
You know, that's how you and I are, right? Like,
absolutely.
We are hitting the highs and we are hitting the lows, man.
My voice was absolutely gone last game because I felt like I was the only person at that game screaming for my team to come back to life. I was cheering. I was standing up. I was waving my hands. I was trying to get everyone.
You're going up.
I was fighting for my life. I was giving everything I had. I was telling everybody, I go, listen, they need us. We're that last man on the field. Get loud. Get loud. I had Patrick next to me. He was getting loud, sort of, and then I turned around and I just see. Like, please, show a little happiness that you paid fucking $250 to be here at least. All right?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. Get your money's worth. Even though they kick you out of the stadium 20 minutes as the game ends.
Yeah.
After fucking my asshole. With no lube. I'm taking no lube at all. But yeah, it's also
the lube.
These rants today. Had to wear this one right here. Because I just absolutely could not. I couldn't be my happy Italian self and wear this. I couldn't. I had to come out here for blood. Because I am just so fucking sick and tired of this fan base being just complete assholes. So tired of it. So tired. I tweeted out what? That there's going to be a war or something like that. I'm like, there's a war's coming? It's true. It's terrible.
I think your actual tweet was, nah, you're done.
Well, there was that too. There's that too.
Nah,
every time I
done.
see that,
that one's gonna. If you want to go to Vince's Twitter right now and look at his replies and see the "nah, you're done" one, you're gonna see some replies underneath that one, and that's gonna be clips from this fucking stream. All right.
Absolutely. I'm so fucking sick and tired of it. I'm so sick and tired of it. You could disagree with the coaching, you could disagree with the players, but my God, no need to be an asshole about it.
By the way, you already know he's gonna come at us. He's gonna be like, "Oh, you've got 17 followers. Oh, you think you're so hot?
Hey,
Guess
you're
what?
overshooting us, buddy. We got 8.
Guess what? Guess what? It doesn't matter. All right. It doesn't matter the size of the dog in the fight.
It's the heart.
Matters the heart.
The heart of the dog.
Inside of the dog. Inside of the fight.
The fight inside. Yeah.
That's the one.
Realistically, I don't think me and you have ever done this for followers. This is just something that we always, whether we're streaming this or not, this is something me and Nick are very passionate about. We always have been. We always talk about football. It just made more sense for us to do this live now so we could meet more people like us to talk to. Because it's really awesome meeting new people.
It's been a pleasure being a part of Bears Twitter, man. We've met some good ass dudes.
Oh, absolutely. Like the people we read off, minus a few of them.
Yep.
Like especially DRP, Schmitz, Jake, Deeks, DWC, Swift Sports Network, and you know what? There's some other people out there too that you run into. I'm sorry if I left you off the list. You know, I'm sure you're a great guy. If I didn't mention you being bad, like I'm sure you're a great guy, great girl, whatever you are. I don't care, because in the end of the day, we're all just Bears fans. Well, I think we. I
had a great interaction with that Eagles fan this week, man, and Eagles fans suck. Eagles fans are notoriously terrible.
It's not even just Eagles fans. It's Philadelphia fans.
Philly fans are shit. but goddamn, this guy was fucking sweet. All he wanted to do was hate Dallas, and guess what? Fuck Dallas. We don't care about Dallas. All right. So I was cool with him, and yeah, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure being part of Bears Twitter, having some good laughs, having some good interactions with just some fucking good ass sports fans, man.
Absolutely. So I wouldn't change it for the world. I hope to continue growing and meeting more people. I hope to keep going. I hope.
Yeah. So fuck you, please, polls eat. Fuck you.
Hope to cut out.
I don't give a shit about how many followers we have. Fuck you.
I could already hear we're getting fucking roasted for the follower count. I really
100%.
could care less though. I could
100%.
couldn't care less. Sorry.
Polls, please eat. Less. Shove a fucking hoagie in your mouth.
There you go. Yeah, eat.
Yeah.
We don't even know what you look like. We don't even know your name, but eat. Yeah. You're obviously hungry. What else did we have to talk about here? What
we got Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams apparently wants stake in the team he's getting drafted to.
Now, I believe, didn't the NFL step in and say no? But like that's
I don't know.
allowed.
Whatever it is, it's a bullshit rumor. Yeah, I don't think that you could be in ownership if you're already a player. I think that was what Tom Brady was trying to do with the Dolphins, and then the Dolphins had to sacrifice their picks. So, shit there. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's bullshit. Somebody had said it on Twitter. I don't know who it is, but I was thinking the same thing. Caleb Williams. Eric. I think it was Eric. Bears guy, Eric something. Man, he does those Q&As all the time on Twitter and kind of answers questions for people. But I think it was one of his answers. Either way, I was thinking the same thing. Caleb Williams, man, he's gonna come in. He's gonna sign the same old fucking number one overall pick contract that everybody else signs. All right, there were rumors with Joe Burrow. Guess what? He fucking signed the contract. All right, Caleb Williams, he's gonna see the money. He's gonna go, holy shit, that's a lot of money. How do you spell my name again? Oh yeah.
So you don't think he's gonna if someone like the Bears drafts him, you don't think he backs out and says, "Hey, I'm playing another year at college instead"?
Nah, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. The rumor about him wanting ownership stake in a team, that's bullshit. It's just they're letting the bullshit fly right now. All right, and he's gonna be a football dude, just like every number one overall pick. All right, you gotta love football to be that good. You gotta love football a little bit.
Speaking of number one overall picks, though, take a quick look at Bryce Young real quick. He's struggling. And you know what? Yeah. It's exactly what happens when your team doesn't help you at all. Got rid of all the wide receivers. Left him nothing, and he's struggling exactly like Fields did the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely screwed him over. So no matter who you are as a quarterback, which how many people said that, trade Fields and draft Young instead? He's doing jack all. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah, and he's already been hurt this season.
Yes.
So somehow... I mean, I think that Bryce Young's going to be good at some point, but honestly, like, I'm wondering if his body holds up. And I think I had said it on the pod. I ran into a Carolina Panthers fan here, and he was very excited to go home. And I think at the time it was preseason. He was excited to watch preseason Bryce Young. And we had a short conversation about how he thinks Fields is shit, and I told him wait and see. Here we are, 6 weeks into it. Sorry, buddy. You might have been right a little bit. Fields might not be shit, but the team definitely is. But Bryce Young, I had said, hopefully he doesn't get snapped like a twig. And I mean, he's gonna have to put on some pounds. I don't know how he's gonna keep playing like that.
He really is too small right now. He's too small.
Yeah.
I never want a player to fail. But my God,
100%.
Gotta protect yourself, dude. Gotta protect yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a scary situation when you are getting absolutely murdered out there by your team.
What else happened in the NFL? Mecole Hardman.
Just went back to the Chiefs.
Yep.
Just got
traded back to the Chiefs. Good for him. I'm sure everybody involved is happy. The Jets are happy. He's happy. Chiefs are happy. Chiefs are probably very, very happy about that one. They did not have enough weapons because Pat Mahomes is just slinging it, and nobody was catching it. So Mecole should be a probably the number one target for him now. Obviously minus Kelsey. What else do we got here?
How much longer do you think Kelsey stays in this league?
I think at least a couple years. It depends on how far things go with Taylor, because Taylor's gonna want him out, and Taylor's gonna want to break up with him, and then write a breakup song, and then want him out.
Sounds about right. That sounds very Taylor Swift-esque.
Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey came back. That's exciting.
Was he injured, or what was up with him?
Yeah. He was injured. Coming back from injured reserve. Sounds like he won't play on Sunday though. That's still exciting. Oh, this is big news actually. Just scrolling through here. Shout out Dove Kleiman. Dove.
No one knows.
Mr. Kleiman. Roger Goodell signed an extension through 2027.
Oh, goody. Oh, goody.
Yep. Good old Raj. We get to boo him at draft some more.
Good old Roger Goodell.
Anthony Richardson, man. Let's talk about this cat.
You know what? How many people came out and said, you got to learn to slide. You got to stop doing this. You got to stop doing that. You're going to get injured. He made it 6 weeks in the season, and he's injured. And he's having surgery.
He's having season-ending surgery. His season is over.
It's a shame, because he's an electrifying kid. Reminds me a lot of RG3. And right now,
he reminds me of Cam.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see a mix of Cam and RG3, but he's already injured. Already injured. It was his right AC joint on his arm or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good to get injured this early on in your career, because now you're missing valuable. Now I feel bad for the Colts, because what they're getting next year, ideally, is still a rookie. He doesn't have that.
Yeah.
He has 5. What, he played 4 games? Because he missed a game or 2 from a concussion.
Yeah, I think it was 3 or 4 games in total he's played.
You're getting a rookie next year, even though this was supposed to be his rookie season. So now he's got to
that's
feel
rough.
for the Colts. And it's going to be a long season for the Colts fans now, because who is their, is it Gardner? Is it Minshew? Is that the backup?
Oh, yeah. Minshew Mania up in Indy, man. Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, I like Minshew, don't get me wrong, but it really sucks.
Minshew's
it's like
a bomb.
it's the equivalent of losing Aaron Rodgers and having Zach Wilson be your quarterback.
Yeah.
You have your superstar that you just lost. It's the equivalent of having, I guess for me, Justin Fields. You just lose him, and now you got Tyson Bagent.
Yeah.
Which it might be more like 2-3 weeks. I don't know how long that's going to be, because there's no surgery.
I think it's going to be a little more extensive than that. I think it's going to be closer to 3 or 4, honestly. I think it might be closer to 4 or 5.
Do you know when our bye week is?
I think it's late. I think it's a late bye.
We're talking week 12? Week
13, yeah.
So, I mean, the thing you really have to feel for is we've seen what is happening right now happen before to Baker Mayfield in Cleveland, where he was injured with his shoulder, but he's playing for a new contract. So he pushed himself, because he had to prove it. And now what's shitty is we're probably going to see the same thing happen to Fields, where he is going to come back.
I don't know if Fields is going to push it. I don't think Fields is going to push it, honestly. I think he's smarter than that with his body. He's always been smart with his body.
Because he is practically playing for a contract with a different team at this point, is what it seems like.
Yeah.
I want him to stay, don't get me wrong. I would love for him to stay and we build the trenches and we get Marvin Harrison Jr. I just think we need
the ideal scenario is he proves it, he stays, we trade back from the number 1 overall pick that we get from Carolina or us. I don't really care. Get a fucking haul and just live happily ever after.
You're losing years of a rebuild if you have to draft Caleb Williams. You're losing so many parts.
You are restarting the quarterback contract, though.
You are, but you're losing ideally 3 first-round picks in the next years. It's a lot.
I get you.
And the thing is, you need more than a quarterback on this team. It always comes back to that. Got to build the trenches. Need a center. Probably need a left
Yeah.
tackle. You know, it is what it is. There's so much that needs to be done on this team. And you know
Either
what, the
way.
way it's playing right now, you probably got to get 2 wide receivers because I don't know if Mooney's coming back. I don't know if Mooney's coming back.
It almost seems like they're going away from him. It's weird. It's like I feel like they're trying to grow in a different direction than Mooney, which saddens me because I was in the camp where you remember those Chris Jones trade talks going back and forth.
Yeah.
You remember how people were saying like Chris Jones and a second, or Darnell Mooney and a second, or Darnell Mooney and a first even for Chris Jones. I was in the camp of not doing that because I thought Darnell Mooney and Justin Fields' chemistry was going to be the real deal. Man, Justin doesn't even look his way.
He's looking towards DJ a lot, which don't get me wrong.
You should.
DJ is he's a top tier player compared to Darnell. Darnell is a good number 3. He really is. He's a good number 3.
I think he's a 2.
Guy. He's a slot guy for me. I mean, just the year he played with was the year he had 1,000 yards. Was that with AR? And then also who was the other? Was it Taylor Gabriel? Was it Anthony Miller? Who was the second wide receiver?
I think both of those guys were 3s, though. I think both Taylor Gabriel and Anthony Miller were 3. I think Mooney was always the 2.
I don't think Mooney was the 2 his year he had 1,000 yards.
Mooney was always the 2.
I got now. Let's look into this. Hey John, how you doing? Thanks for showing up.
Either way, sad for Anthony Richardson, man. Kid's gonna be a stud. I'm in the Anthony Richardson truther,
I like
side
the guy.
of things.
I do. I like the kid. I think he's good.
I think he's incredible.
By
the way, if you haven't seen his rap game, it's fucking incredible. I mean, you can't play football and rap, but he can. All right.
All right. How about the call out that we had before the draft, leading up to the draft, the day of the draft, of who we said the best quarterback in that draft was? And we were 100% right.
Oh yeah.
CJ
Oh
Stroud.
yeah. CJ's the man. CJ is the real deal.
I'd love to hear that music. What are you talking about, John?
CJ's definitely the real deal. Dude, the kid is just playing out of his fucking mind.
Oh, he is
the rap
absolutely
music.
Beautiful. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the music playing in the background. Like, how do you not hear it? Trying to see. I'm looking at the roster of who was on the Bears that year.
Just kind of rattling things off here. Other injury news. Jeremy Chin.
He's getting
looks
traded
like,
soon, isn't he? Isn't it looking like he's going?
I mean, he's injured, and can you trade somebody on injured reserve?
I don't believe.
I don't think so.
Did he just get injured?
Yeah, he just got injured. Quad injury, expected to miss 6 weeks.
Oof. I know the Eagles.
Dove is on it. Chin was named. Chin was rumored to be on the trade block. So there goes that. What else do we have? Chandler Jones, man. I don't know what's up, but like, Josh McDaniel went to that team.
Yeah.
And then
That interesting.
all of a sudden, Chandler Jones became a thug. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
It is it's the CTE.
I feel for Chandler Jones, man.
CTE.
You think?
I think it's the CTE. I think you're seeing it a lot more now, especially you knew about it with the biggest case, Antonio
Maybe.
Brown.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He just got arrested for not paying for child support or something like that.
Yep.
Pay for
Big one we were missing. Kyler Murray is back. It's a
Kyler
big
Murray
deal.
is back. He did get designated for return today, I think, right?
Yep.
Is it today? So the question is he back? Like, is he ready to go? What is going on? Because I think he is cleared to come back to practice now. So I don't know exactly how
he's
that's gonna
practicing.
work. I mean,
I think it's
anybody's
funny.
better than-
He leaked it out himself on his own Twitter. He goes, "I'm practicing" or something like that.
I mean, he definitely is. He's the best quarterback on that team. I mean, if you're comparing him to Joshua Dobbs,
Yeah.
and I don't even know who their other backup is. Don't even know who it is. I saw a couple people saying that we should trade Fields for Murray, and that just flabbergasted me. Makes no sense whatsoever.
I think you're trading an apple for an apple, man. I mean, I think they're a lot of the same, you know.
I think the only thing different is that Fields is bigger than Murray.
Yeah.
He could get beat more. We are lucky that this is like the first major injury that Justin Fields has gone through. And this isn't even like a major injury, you know? But this is like
Right.
the first one where he's going to miss a decent amount of time after the amount of times he's been hit. Because he is always getting hit. Whether it be late hits, not being called, whether it be holding onto the ball and taking the hit for no reason. I mean, let's be honest. He never gets any calls, even if a head-to-head contact or anything. I don't know why. I know I sound like a fucking idiot. I'm like, oh, it's always the Bears that get screwed over. But it really confuses me why he doesn't get those calls. He 100% deserves those calls. He is getting beaten. Like the last game, he was running up the middle, was getting tackled, and there was a linebacker who literally launched headfirst into Fields' head. And the biggest thing you can't do is the launch. The launch is what they always call it on. You're like, oh, why didn't he call it? Oh, he launched. Okay, he launched, you know? And you very clearly saw the launch. Like, what is going on?
Yeah. Other news. I just read something about Jalen Johnson. He was on 670 The Score. Shout out 670 The Score. Apparently he doesn't want to leave Chicago, which, I mean, that's pretty badass. You know, love to hear it, but he's also not oblivious that his name's probably going to be brought up on the trade deadline.
If there is one person to be traded on this team, it is most likely Jalen Johnson, because he would bring in the most value. I know he wants to stay. Jaquan Brisker, I don't know if you heard him say he wants to keep the core together, because he's talking about how back in the day when you had Lance Briggs, you had Brian Urlacher, you had Charles Tillman, you had Tommy Harris, you had all them. There was a sense of pride in the team. You kept the core together. Only issue is those teams actually won a decent amount. And right now, I think with Eberflus and Poles in position, are we 4-20 or something like that?
I think so. I think that's actually, I think that's accurate.
That is insane. Over 2 seasons, I honestly feel like the Cleveland Browns with a record like that. That just disgusts me. Absolutely.
You know what's crazy? The Browns were worse. They were 1-31. All right, like put yourself in those shoes. Could you take 3 wins off the table?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Then we're not as bad as the Browns, like at all. All right, the Browns are the Browns. The Browns, by the way, should never have beaten the Niners this week. There was some fucking referee magic going on. Should we talk about that?
Let's talk about the referee magic all across the week. Let's talk about the Zebras this week.
Oh my goodness! Not even just on that last drive for the San Francisco game, but I mean, there were like 2 missed calls on the last drive there, but also there was one clip where the referee was like moving the ball when they had the chain game out. You know, they were like moving the ball. They're kind of inching it around. There was some suspicious shit. You know, it's almost as suspicious as the Washington Commanders, phone case in the pocket and pointing at Getsy's playbook. I mean, who are we? Who are we? But you know, Vince, this fucking this referee shit gets me really hot and bothered. You know what?
Really calm down. You're getting too hot and bothered over there.
Really fucking pissed off, man.
Get too hot and bothered.
I don't like it when the refs do this.
Hey,
I don't like it when the Zebras go off.
It's okay. Taylor Swift is going to be on the camera. It's okay.
Taylor's
going to be on the camera every time Patrick Mahomes snaps the ball. You're going to be okay.
Taylor's going to be on? Okay.
You're going to see Taylor.
All right. Okay.
You're going to see Taylor.
All right. Okay.
You're all right. You feeling okay now? You feeling okay?
I'm feeling good. Yeah. Taylor's great. She's gonna write a breakup song, and then a love song, and then a breakup song, and then a love song.
You're looking like one of her albums, okay? You're looking red, like one of her albums. It's all right.
was a little red. And now I'm feeling 22.
Oh wow, look at you. You don't
Feeling 22.
You don't look it. Let me tell you that.
Oh man.
Let's the Bears game when I was there. If anyone was watching it, it's a Bears podcast. I assumed everyone watched the game. There was I showed you the clip of it, and in person, the ball was sent back by Kirk Cousins. Was not caught by Alexander Madison. I think that's their guy.
Yeah.
Whoever the running back is, and that ball was grabbed by T.J. Edwards before it went out of bounds, and it was called a fumble recovered by the Bears. Went to review. Somehow it's no longer a fumble recovery by the Bears. Which the biggest thing for me is that when you overturn a play, you have to have, without a doubt, evidence that it can be
Clear
turned over.
and obvious evidence. That is it.
If it's close and it can go either way, they keep the call as is. That's just how it's always been in every sport.
Yep.
Baseball,
Tie goes to the runner.
Everything.
It's clear and obvious.
Yep. And for some reason, they decided to just switch it right over. And then there were so many terrible calls that game. I believe, I might be wrong, but I think the first penalty on the Vikings that actually helped out the Bears probably happened in the third quarter, late third quarter, early fourth. It was an absolute bloodbath with penalties.
Yeah.
Absolute terrible.
I mean, same thing with Cleveland, San Francisco. I think there were like 25 penalties in that game, and there could have been more.
John. This fucking guy.
Yeah, this is the one you don't want to run into on Bears Twitter. That's for sure.
This fucking guy standing next to me the entire game. He fucking sees terrible calls. He's like, it was a fair call. It was a good call. It was a great call. No, it was fucking terrible.
There was some wacky zebra shit going on.
All the Bears fans need to do is pay off the refs a bit more. See? He's got a point. That was my fault that my paycheck was looking a little light. I should have sent in a...
No. Vince, do not put this on yourself, buddy. This is on the McCaskies. This is on the cheap-ass ownership. All right? Sell the team.
Sell the team, Virginia. I'm not going to tell you to die because I don't wish death upon anyone. But sell the team.
Sell the
Get
team.
rid of it.
Give
it to someone
make
that
a few
cares.
bucks before you go, you know? Go buy a yacht and just live in the Caribbean for a while.
As that man right there that's typing too, fundamentally the entire team needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. That is a Vikings fan. Not even a Bears fan that agrees. And he's not even a real Vikings fan. He doesn't even really keep up with football that much. But he saw firsthand how terrible that fucking team was. Absolutely terrible. He got yelled at for some reason, too. Some guy ran in his face at the end of the game, and it took off. Absolutely terrible game. I don't know if I told you.
Typical Chicago.
It was, the best part of the game was, as I have learned from the Money Boss, the manager's coaching structure that makes the team work. There you go. It 100% is. One of the things that really brought a smile to my face was the young girl that was sitting behind me crying almost the entire game. Just, ball in her eyes, I was screaming. I turn around, I'm like, I'm gonna look back like nothing happened. All right, what's going on? I'm just like trying to what can I do to make this stop? Because I'm trying to enjoy the game here. I'm already crying on the inside. Like I don't need this.
Yep.
And then I think it was a mother, daughter, father, and then I think the father's friend came, brought his kids or something. It was like they brought a whole family excursion, because they thought it'd be a good game. And the mother passes the daughter to the father. And the father's like, what's wrong? Why are you crying? And she goes, I don't know. And he goes, yeah, the Bears make me want to cry too. I understand. And I turn, I go, yeah, I've been crying on the inside since this game started and Fields took that first hit. And then it turned into a whole conversation of they were very glad that this is the game that they brought their family to because they want their children to see that the Bears suck. Because if they would have came and saw a game where the Bears actually won, they'd have this false hope that the Bears are actually good. No, As I said, name of this fucking podcast, Baptized in Misery. That is how it is. You don't want to be a Bears fan, but you know what? You are. If you're born here, you're a Bears fan, and you're just going to have to deal with sucking.
Yep.
You didn't pick the Bears picked you. That is how it is. Congratulations, #1 pick in the draft. Take a bow.
Vince, the first game we went to, this one right here, buddy. This one right here. This game. Do you remember? Do you remember how that one ended? Do you remember?
I believe it was a field goal that just went wide left.
I think the real problem with it was the fact that it was a field goal, right? But
20 seconds left.
yeah, I
Decided to
think it
kneel
was
it.
one of those
Decided to
ones
kneel
where
it
we
out.
actually kneeled it out twice.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, at
Left
least
it
put
up.
the guy on the fucking hash that he wants it.
Yep.
God
Didn't put him on
damn.
the ass you want. Didn't take a shot just to see what you could do. Either a shot for your receiver or for no one. You know, this is how you got to
Nope.
do it at the end.
Nope.
Decided to cook
Chargers
20
game, what
seconds.
was it, 2019?
When we went there? Yeah, it was 2019.
Yeah. 2019 Chargers game. That was Vince and I's very first Bears game. Fuck yeah, we were baptized in misery.
Baptized in misery. Just like
That
the
shit
beef,
sucked.
it's baptized in misery.
Yep.
Absolutely terrible. And this team will always be a poverty franchise until they sell the team. Until they sell the team, Virginia. Sell the team.
Just sell the team. Sell the
All you
team.
gotta do.
Buy a yacht. Retire to the
Ooh,
Caribbean.
listen,
It's
you don't wanna-
pretty fucking easy, right?
You don't want to use the yacht? I'll use the yacht. I don't care. Buy me the yacht. I'm fine with it.
Buy
just
3
sell the
yachts.
team.
You're gonna
Buy
make
3
$6
yachts.
billion.
Yeah. It don't matter to me. Buy as many yachts as you want. I'll use them if
I
you're just
mean,
laying around.
what? How much are the like? I think I saw this tweet a while back where the Bears are worth like in today's money for what they were bought. You know, like whenever they were bought or whatever. I think it's equivalent of like $20. All right, it's equivalent of like they spent basically $20 on the Bears team. All right, everything else is fucking icing on the cake. All right, they're gonna easily make $6 billion with the B. All right, just buy 7 yachts, retire to the Caribbean, and have a
7
fucking
yachts.
great time.
Maybe 8
I mean,
yachts
how
for
many
that.
yachts? How many yachts do you think you could buy with $6 billion? I think it'd be okay. $6 billion.
At least one. At least one, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate.
One really, really big yacht. One $6 billion yacht.
Okay.
Well,
What
maybe
about
that carried one.
7 little yachts?
I think you could pull off
You know.
7 little yachts, but you're gonna have to have like a tugboat also. I think to put them all in a line so they could be towed.
Okay,
through.
7 yachts and a tugboat. 7 yachts. What do you think? They're probably 17,000 square feet. You know, 7 little yachts
Well, yeah,
instead
actually, I
of
don't
the
know if you've
one
seen
big, massive, like 50,000 square foot yacht.
I don't know if you've seen the chat here. Actually, I have my yacht connoisseur who could actually break
Oh.
down the how much square footage a standard yacht has. John, if you want to break
Okay.
that down for me real quick while we talk over this here. It's I mean, it's gotta have decent square footage. Maybe you can start a TV show like what's that one? On deck, all aboard.
Tugboat
something
Tommy.
like that. Tugboat Tommy. Nope, not what I was going for.
Oh,
There's a show out
okay.
there already, I believe, on Bravo, where it's like it's a crew
Oh yeah,
on a
yeah,
yacht,
it's under the deck, something
below
like that.
deck or something.
Below deck.
Below deck,
That's
yeah.
the one. Yeah.
There you go. You can start a TV show if you want, Virginia.
You know what's
Have your own
hilarious?
TV show.
My dad watches that.
So does mine. My parents watch that too.
Really? Okay. All right. It must be an old people show. My poor dad, man. So I was over at my parents this weekend, and that's why I missed part of the game. I was downtown with the parents, and came back home, came back to my parents' house, making dinner, and poor guy, he thinks he's the mush. He thinks he's the mush.
Did you watch the game?
He did not watch the game. I put it on, and he refused to watch the game. He actually left to be in the garage instead.
Well, is there a TV in the garage?
There's not a TV in the garage. He
Okay. Well, then you know
he
what?
was out of sight, out of mind.
He's not the mush. He's not the mush.
He's not the mush.
And you know what? He
But
didn't miss
you know
a good
who
game
could
either.
be the mush?
Jalen Johnson, Eddie
Jalen
Jackson.
Johnson, Eddie Jackson, Stevenson. I think is part of that. They could be the mush. Any one of those 3. All right. But you know what? My poor dad, he didn't watch any of the Washington game.
not
He
the
thought
mush.
he was the mush.
He's not the
But-
mush anymore. You could tell him he's not the mush.
He could watch the game again.
You can
Yep.
watch the game again. Welcome back.
Yep.
You're not the mush.
Yep.
He'll be okay. Unless
Yeah.
he was checking his score on the phone, which is very, that could be very mushy if he was doing anything
Nope.
in particular
Nope,
with the
nope.
game.
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
I know. I know he was staying far away from it. In fact, like I said, he was yelling at me. He's like, "Turn that shit off! I'm the mush." I said, "Dad, you're not the mush. Stop being ridiculous." All right.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and
he
I'm
was
gonna be honest,
feeling
you know
it.
what we really need is we eventually need we need sponsors or something. Like, this is the perfect time to like read a sponsor off or two, you know, and be like, by the way, mush. Let me tell
Yeah.
you.
Speaking of mush, we got Stouffer's mashed potatoes. Thank you, Stouffer's, for sponsoring this video.
Stofers. Stofers?
Yeah. Yeah. I said it one time. All right, so here's the story with Stouffer's. So there was a commercial, and it's spelled weird, right? It's like Stouffers, Stouffer's.
I think there's an E in the beginning too somewhere or something.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like some German spelling or something like that. To anybody, that's Stouffer's, all right? But I got made fun of because, you know, other people knew that it was like Stouffer's or Stuffers or however the fuck you say it. And from now on, I will always say Stouffer's. All right? Because that's what it is.
It's not a stew. It's like stovetop potatoes.
Stouffer's.
Stofers.
I think Stouffer's. That's what it was. There's Stouffer's.
I think it's Stouffer's.
But apparently it's Stuffers. I think I recently heard a commercial of theirs. I think it's Stuffers.
I don't think it's Stuffers.
I'm pretty certain I watched a commercial last weekend during the Bears game thinking I was the mush. All right. And I heard them say Stuffers straight up. I'm like, that is not how you say it. But Stouffer, Stuffers, sponsor the fucking channel.
I will. Hey, we could send this clip to them right there. Here, you know, let's do a little shoot. You know, tell them why they should sponsor us. Explain it.
Because, I mean, we have the perfect transition, right? The mush
Camera's
to the mush.
turned off in the middle of that.
Oh, shit! Where did I go?
Where did you go? Okay,
What the hell?
Oh my god, hold on. Where'd you go, kid? Come back.
Did I make a comeback? It's still on for me.
I just brought it back, I think. Do I gotta switch it again?
Yeah, you got to flip it.
That's
Think?
funny. That's fucking killer right there.
Yeah, we're good. Well, sorry, Stouffer's, Stuffers. How the fuck you say it? I'm dangling here.
Yeah, hold on, buddy.
Somebody untie the fucking rope.
There you go. Yeah, sorry. As we were saying, don't say cue the transition again. Be careful that time. That was a close one. You almost cut yourself out. I'm pretty sure it's backwards now.
Whatever. At this point,
Let's do
back
it
to
again
the
anyway.
here, wait, this is right hand? Yeah, it is backwards. It's definitely backwards. This is my right hand. This is my left hand. All right? Just flip me the other way. I want to go flip. Thank you.
There you go.
Anyways, back to the State of the Union here. Frank Clark is going
You
back
on the
to the
block?
Chiefs.
Oh, he's already gone.
Yep, he's going back to the Chiefs. Well, pending a physical. He is going back to the Chiefs. So the Chiefs are starting a reunion here. Mecole Hardman, Frank Clark. They're all coming back, and they're all going to go win a fucking Super Bowl or some shit. What else we got here? Patrick Mahomes wants to become an owner in the NFL. Great. Oh, here, this is a good one. This is the one I wanted to talk to you about. Sean McVay, his wife, she's pregnant with their first child. Congratulations, Sean.
Didn't he say he was gonna miss the game if she went into labor or something like that?
Yep. He originally came out and he said that he's gonna miss the game if she goes into labor because, again, it's his first child. Wants to be there for the baby, be there for the mother,
You know,
all that
for me,
stuff.
whether it be your first, second, third,
Now-
fourth, fifth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, whatever, you should always be there for the birth of your child, you know?
Now, he recently came out today, and this is the breaking news here. He came out today and he said, and I quote, my son knows better than to come during a game. Baby McVay knows ball. So there you have it. He won't be missing a game. All right.
Hey, okay. You gotta trust
Baby
the kid.
knows ball.
If he knows the ball, he knows the ball.
Yep.
Now, was it Thursday night where the Chiefs played the
Yeah.
who did they play?
Broncos.
Chiefs and Broncos. There was a big play in that game that I do very much have to ask you. I don't know if you saw it. It was a pass interference or lack thereof pass interference call in the end zone.
Oh, are you sure you're not talking about the Giants game with You're talking about the Giants game. You're talking about Darren Waller back of the end zone.
Nope.
Oh. Oh, you're taking me way back, huh?
I gotta find it. It was. Are we sure that it was the Chiefs versus Broncos? I know it was the Chiefs. If you're
talking about the Thursday night game, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Chiefs Broncos. Well, while we're at it and talking about, pass interference calls that aren't calls that are calls that the Zebras are just.
It was the Vikings.
Dude, by the way.
It was Chiefs versus the Vikings. It was probably last week or whatever.
Okay. Do you have the clip?
Yes, I do.
Pull the clip. Pull the clip. And in the meantime, I'm going to talk about the Zebras being Zebras. Dude, I'm pretty certain the refs had more yards in the game against it was the Browns San Fran game. I'm pretty sure the refs had like 250 yards in penalties that game. Do you know how insane that is? Some teams that we're a fan of don't even have 250 yards in a game, dude. The referees are accounting for more yards than a whole fucking team. That's bullshit. That is grade A bullshit.
It's almost like in baseball how they want the robotic umpires instead to get rid of the almost feel like you should be doing that in almost all sports, But then it gets rid of part of it. I don't know. It's a very touchy subject.
You know what I think they need? They just need full-time refs, man. These refs can't be working for fucking NASA and being engineers and lawyers and all this shit. Like, just pay them. The NFL makes enough money. Just pay the refs. All right?
Absolutely. Let me roll this clip here. You ready for this?
I'm ready. Yep.
There we go.
Air coming. Cousins just lofts it up in the air, and interference call is on the way against Snead.
Yeah, I don't know if I love that one.
No, I think the biggest thing about this is see how the flag got thrown there? See how the flag got thrown there for PI?
Oh, where did it come from?
Let's see, he blends in. He's right there, standing in front of
Okay, all right. Oh yeah, I see him there. All right.
Now, Nick.
So what about it?
For $1,000, what do you think happens next?
I want to say I remember watching this game. Did they pick it up?
Let's see, is that what happened? Let's see.
You can't believe it. The funny part is that that's going to be called.
I think they picked it up.
Did they pick it up? We got money on it. Did they pick it up?
I wouldn't bet my house on it, but I might bet $1,000 on it. I think they picked that one up. He said literally. He said, "Go pick up your flag. It's getting picked up. Go pick up your flag." Pat Mahomes saying it's uncatchable.
No, Mahomes saying that the ball got tipped because you can't call PI on a tip pass. And there was no call for pass interference is what was just said. I don't know if you heard it. No call for pass interference.
Yeah, I think I remember that one.
What do you think? You tell me what you think. What do you think, Nick? And they're saying the ball was tipped. Ball very much not tipped.
Let's bring in Gene Steratore and see.
Definitely not tipped. But I think, could it be considered uncatchable?
Is
Because
Is it
I mean, that was
uncatchable because of where? Is it uncatchable because of where it's placed, or is it uncatchable because Legarius Allergy Sneeze over here is holding this man off the side over here, so he can't get to the ball?
I mean, he's not even making an effort though. Addison
Getting
wasn't even making an effort
Getting
to
shoved
get in.
away though.
No,
But that
no.
right there-
I mean, you'd see him fighting. He's not fighting.
Because the ball's too far where he's getting pushed from. But you don't believe that's PI there.
I think that it was uncatchable. I
you're
think
in the
that's why they
camp
picked it up.
That okay. This is very interesting that it's the Chiefs.
I hear you. I
'Cause
definitely
that's-
hear
if
you
you
there.
ask me, that right there. If you look up the definition of pass interference in the fucking book, in the dictionary, you got a picture of that right there.
You know, the problem I have with pass interference is there's not a clear definition in the book. That's the entire problem. All right. The problem is that, like, what do we have to go off of in the rules to say if it's PI or not PI? You know, I think there's too much left up to like opinion, you know, for these referees. And we've heard the players talk about it. Different refs call it different ways and all this stuff. You know, some of them are stricter on it than others. And what do you think about the one on the Giants that wasn't a call in the back of the end zone on Waller?
That right there, that's pass interference.
That's a hold, right? Yeah.
That's pass interference, hold, whatever you want to call it. The receiver could not get to the ball because.
I'm definitely in that camp. But honestly, like, part of me, and not that it makes it right, but part of me says, how many times are you going to give, you know, the Giants an unplayable or an untimed down on the goal line? You know, they had gotten one penalty the play before, then they had a play from the 1 yard line because of the penalty. Then what? There's another flag and another flag and another flag. Like, is that a way to market the game? You know what I mean?
This looks
Like,
bad.
we're talking rules aside. It just looks bad.
It looks bad, and this right here, I'll tell you, this looks bad for the Chiefs. It's because it really sucks because every game, there is a call for the Chiefs that is always controversial. Should they get it? Should they not get it? And 9 times out of 10, they end up getting it.
Yeah.
It's always the joke too with Justin Fields and Patrick Mahomes. Fields gets actually murdered. Why don't they call it? You throw Patrick Mahomes in that same position, the guy that did it is getting kicked out of the league, you know?
Right.
It's just Patrick Mahomes has turned into the golden boy for the NFL, which it's,
Yeah, of course
it's
he
a
is.
shame. He's a great player, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
it's a shame what they've done because now he gets criticism for stuff that is out of his hand, stuff that's out of his hand. Because sometimes it should be called, you know, and other times it shouldn't. And I always say that I feel like every game I watch with Patrick Mahomes, somehow he gets it's almost like a WWE script, like in a match where he gets beaten down, you know, he has to come out of the game, but no, he's Patrick Mahomes, he's Superman. He ties up his
jogging
shoe,
back on
he
at
comes back
halftime.
out, he's
Yeah.
good to go like nothing happened. And it really makes me wonder how often he actually is injured. I really think that he could be doing it as a charismatic, like, help for
Like a
his team.
for show thing?
Almost. Because it's very weird that he gets hurt every game. Something happens to his ankle, something happens to his leg, something happens to his arm. He's down, but he just tapes it up. He comes back out, and then you got Tony Romo over there sucking his fucking gabagool. While he's like, oh, that's Patrick Mahomes. You know? Like, I love Tony in the beginning, but my God, he's gotten very, it's not there for me anymore.
You know who's on my nerves lately? It's Troy, man. Troy's been on my nerves.
Troy Aikman?
He says some really
Well, him and
opinionated
Joe Buck
bullshit.
have always been on my nerves. Joe Buck's gotten better, don't get me wrong,
hmm
but Troy Aikman is.
I
he's
definitely
not
think
good.
Buck is on the up and up, but like Aikman, man, he's trying to be like Greg, right? Greg Olson, he puts his player's perspective in, and I think he's got a good perspective as a player. But like
Greg Olson's great. Greg Olson is probably one of my favorite guys right now.
Greg and Burkhardt are incredible. They are awesome. They almost always do the Bears games. I love listening to them.
Yeah.
Aikman, I just can't stand.
Al Michaels has always been top tier for everything.
Yes.
He's slowed down a little bit because he's getting older. He doesn't care anymore. He's good.
Yeah.
If I had to pick someone that like doesn't always do football games but comes in, Kevin Harlan. I love Kevin Harlan. Always have. He's always been great. But I think right now Greg Olson is just he is top right now. He is top.
Yeah, Greg Olson is must listen every single week.
Yes.
I mean, he's awesome. That team is great.
He is what Tony Romo was doing in the beginning, and then Tony's really turned into a whole it's almost every
he's went past the line. He's gone over the top.
Every play is like, well, if I'm Mahomes here, I'm calling a check down on number 23 here, and I'm having to go, and it turns into like the pass is a run, like it's just a fucking run play, and it's just In the beginning, he used to do it, and he would get it right, and it'd be cool, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But now he tries to do it every play, and less than 50% of the time, he's actually right.
Well, that's the thing. You can't be right every play, but like, give us the good ones, you know. That's
why you got to call it out every one. You can't call it every play, and that's kind of what he's turned into doing, calling it every play.
Yeah, and he's gotten to the point where he kind of like he's scribbling on the screen while the play is running, or talking about the play while the play is running, like talking about what he would do while the actual play is running. Like, let's just watch football,
That is what we're here for. We don't need the theatrics. We don't need all that. We just want to see a bunch of big sweaty men run into each other, catch the ball, hit each other, maybe take off their clothes. It's just it is.
Mozzie Smith.
Good old Mozzie with his shirt off.
Yeah, that man does not like shirts. I don't recognize him with one.
That's my issue with Mahomes is getting to the same extent as Rodgers, where they both just always get the calls, and now you had Chris Collinsworth, right? Yeah. Chris Collinsworth and Aaron Rodgers went hand in hand, and now you got Tony Romo and Patrick Mahomes going hand in hand.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that there's so much commentator bias. It's like one thing.
Yeah, that's what I hate about Troy, man. He's so biased, and he'll say shit like before it's called, right? Like that holding one, right? He's like, oh yeah, that's holding. Oh, that's holding. That's holding. Like, don't give me your fucking opinion, because guess what? At the end of the day, that Waller play was holding, and everybody and their mother agrees it was holding. But like, you don't need to tell me what it was and then be wrong about it, right? That's the bullshit part. It's like the game. It's bad for the game. It's bad for the game. It makes the NFL look bad.
It does. Makes them look real bad. Which, you know what? Lots of times it is bad. Lots of times it is bad, especially when you got Gene Steratore comes on.
Steratore,
whatever. Fucking Statue of Liberty Tour. He comes out, and he's like, yeah, you know what? I mean, if you ask me, that is pass interference. Oh, that is that. There's that. And it makes me wonder if the fucking guy that's there for officiating says that it is, why can't you come back and say that it is? Like, why not go through it fully and be sure about the play? Because so many plays are just decided. So many games are decided just by the refs, which it shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be allowed. They're not getting paid the money that these athletes are. They're not putting their body on the line like these athletes are.
I think my bigger problem with the refs is in a game like how it was with the Browns and the Niners, right? In a game like that where there are so many penalties or so many like no calls that truly decide a game, right? One or two calls you're gonna miss. It's a hard fucking job.
That's how it is.
I get that, right? And like, for example, the Buffalo Giants game, I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad that they missed the Waller hold at the very end, because guess what? The Giants should have done more to win that game, right?
There were plenty of times in that game for them. Plenty of time.
Exactly. It shouldn't come down to a flag, right? But when we're on the last drive of the game and the game is only close because of all the flags that have been called in it, like the Browns-Niners game was, and then on the last drive of the game, there's multiple missed flags, like, that's egregious. that's when I'm like, okay, the Zebras are fucking doing magic over here. You know, that's the bullshit part.
The game should never be in the hands of the refs. Never.
100%.
They're not paid to do that. They're there to be right down the middle. And some of these guys, you actually have to wonder are they actually being fair? Do they have a bias towards someone? Because I swear to God, every fucking ref hates the Bears. All right? And it always comes back to that, but I don't understand it. I don't
We've
get
played
it.
enough games against the Packers.
Yeah. The Packers and now the Vikings. I don't get it. I really don't get what's happened.
Yeah.
But on that note, it is 8 o'clock for me now. It's 9 o'clock for you. We lasted a little under 2 hours. I'm my throat hurts from talking. My throat is tired. My throat hurts. My throat, water. Dude, look, I got 1 water bottle. I got 2 water bottles. I'm about to be done with this water bottle.
3.
Okay. 4 water bottles. You know, 7 water bottles all day.
Oh my.
My boy's still struggling from the game. Great game, by the way. Wish you were there, buddy. You know, I miss how we used to go together.
The next
one.
one.
I know you got your own stuff going on down there. Maybe we'll figure something out one day. Meet back up for that. On that note, though, I believe this is the end of the Third Down Show. Baptized in Misery, October 18th, 2023. Whoever watches this in the future, we appreciate everyone who came out to watch, like John, I guess. Thanks, John, for showing up. Appreciate anyone that watches this in the future on the recording. I'm sure we'll be sending out shorts, clips, blah, 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 TikToks, whatever it is. Oh, that reminds me. Before we go, I don't know if this was true or not, but let me pull it up. Since I run the account on Instagram and all that. Oh, you motherfucker! I gotta sign in. Someone actually tagged us in a video on Instagram. I don't know if it's real. I didn't know if it was real or not. It's football related though.
Okay.
So I didn't know if they wanted us to come out there and like actually look at at what it was. Like I'm not sure.
All right.
But
we're pulling it up then.
I'm pulling it up right now for you. Pulling it up.
All right.
It was it's very funny. It's
While he does that, in the meantime, follow us on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Watch the shorts.
Yep. Just give us a try to if you could support us anyway, that'd be awesome. We're not asking for money or anything like that. Absolutely not. Nah. This is something we do for fun.
Yep.
Let me pull it up for you here though.
Unless Stu first wants to, throw in the sponsor money.
We'll take the
Stofers.
Yeah.
Stufers.
Right here though. Look at this. Look at this kid here. Look at him. Look at him go. Look at the wheels. Look at him hitting the holes, going all the way around.
Okay.
It's exactly.
Okay, kid.
It's a future Chicago Bear right there, right?
I sure hope so.
I mean, look at the vision. Look at the vision. Ready? It doesn't see him. Go. Break through. This is mini field right there. Right past her. Right past him.
The pump was good too.
Run it back one more time. Just look at that.
Okay.
Ready? Come on. Here it is. Ready? Comes back. Nice toss. Ready? Right in there. Nope. Coming around. Here we go. And cut in the corner. Right between 2 defenders. Nice job, Micah. Micah Joval. Micah something. Nice job, Micah. Thanks for sending that in, whoever that was. I don't know if you thought we'd actually look at it. We did though. Appreciate it. If anyone wants to send us anything in like that, I'm fine with looking at it. I don't care. You're going to go places, Micah. You stick up with it. You keep going. You're gonna go places.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to tell you about that. I was shocked on that one.
That was awesome. that was so cool. And shit, man, like that brings me back, honestly. Like
I know, right?
The flag football shit, the Pee Wee football shit. That is really so much fun.
That's what football's all about, though. It brings people together, and as long as it keeps going on with the kids like that, it's gonna be in a good place in the future, and it'll never die out. But on that note, after seeing such a wholesome video, after such a dark video, or a dark stream, I guess, of just pure anger and hatred, everybody, thank you for tuning in. and have a absolutely blessed day.